So first things that, it's obvious, and I knew that, it's a market garden. Hey everyone, this week on Digging Deeper, I'm visiting one of my close friend, dear friend, and amazing flower farmer, Flora Mama, Chloé. Just before we go in the fields, just a few words about Flora Mama, how it started, where you're at. We're in Frelighsburg, which is not far from the old mill, in Quebec, obviously. Chloé speaks French. We all speak French all the time, but we do English for our friends that are abroad. Anything about how this came to be and what the project is here?
So the farm was created in 2014. I started it alone, and then a friend of mine joined in the project 2 years later. And we mostly do like subscriptions, same thing as a vegetable basket, but bouquet flowers formula.
So the families get a bouquet every week?
Every second week. It's like another thinking, but it's kind of the same basic...
logistic.
Yeah. And then we do grocery stores, like a big grocery store that has, 11, 12 shops.
Avril?
Yeah.
Avril, okay, so you're in Avril.
Yeah. And then we do one farmer's market, and we sell also wholesale to the florists and wedding designers.
Cool.
Yeah.
How many people now works here at the farm? You started alone, and now it's how many people? So
employees, this year we have 4 employees. Okay. Yeah. But last year was the biggest.
Yeah.
And we had 8 employees.
8?
Yeah.
For the season.
And we had 600 subscribers for the...
Shit, okay. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
That's why we don't see each other in the summer.
That's why.
We're busy. Okay, and cool, 600. And so you scaled down the project this year.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Because we had one employee that was here for like 5 years, and she really took the production and the, managing the fields and the team. Okay. So I could write my book. And she decided that she want to do something else, so she left. And I was not like, this is not what I want to do, like manage a big team. Yeah. And we were always like running like crazy. Even though I was writing the book, I was, co-managing with her and always, validating her choice to make sure that the farm works well and everything's good. And it was a bit crazy, and I was seeing that she wasn't having a lot of fun, not as much, And I was like, do I want this for myself? And do I want this for my employees? Mm-hmm. So we kind of downsized the number of varieties that we were doing. We were making like more than 70 different varieties, and we choose to make more of make more stems of fewer flowers, different varieties.
Best sellers or just some flowers that connect better in a bouquet?
The prettiest one, the one that we love to grow, we love to harvest, we love to put in bouquet, and if we like them, people like them. So mostly the focal flower also, not as much as little fillers and little bits of that are super hard to. It's many hours to harvest, and you get not much for the stem. So focal flowers, you have more for your work.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just as a disclaimer, everyone watching this, perhaps that I cry often. So Chloé is coming up with a new book, Flora Mama. It's an amazing how-to book about how to start and operate a flower farm. And, anytime that I get really... I get emotional because I really think it's amazing.
Yeah.
So let's visit the gardens. Let's visit the gardens. So first things that, you know, it's obvious, and I knew that, it's a market garden. It's like laid out with permanent beds, field blocks, the same thing as we have at La Grelinette.
Yeah. This is where I learned from your farm. So I just reproduced this model, but with flowers.
Yeah, so just for the record, Chloé is good friends with Modèle, and she worked with us at La Grelinette some many years ago for 2 seasons. She was the best. And yeah, so it's the same kind of setup, but flowers.
Yeah, that's it.
In flowers, you know, and I really don't know much about flowers, and I'd like to perhaps grow some at the old mill for the restaurant. So that's why I'm also interested in this.
You should really.
Yeah, I know. But I feel so.
I'll help you.
I feel so novice, you know. I don't know anything about flowers, like anything.
Well, we'll try to get some information.
So the flowers, are they like vegetables where they grow and then you harvest them and then it's cut and come again, or not, or is it different for all? Or
it depends on which kind of flowers, and mostly the most different thing about flowers than vegetables is that we have to harvest every day.
Every day.
Yeah, because the harvest stage is really precise, and if you don't harvest at that stage, you're gonna cut in the vase life that the flowers having. So we want to get the optimal vase life. This is our quality, stamp for our clients. If they buy flowers from us and they last super long, this is the best. So this is what you want.
Okay.
So there's not much variety that you can leave in the field and say, I'll come tomorrow, you know.
So every day it's a commitment.
Yeah.
And the flower growth is influenced by weather pattern, sun,
same
all of
thing
that.
as vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then let's say I look at here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're in the hoop house, the first hoop house here.
This is the heated greenhouse that we start our seedling in the springtime.
Okay.
So now it's a bit abandoned because we've moved to other kind of working stuff, but this is the lilies, the last succession of lilies that we planted. Normally we do them in crates.
Okay.
But after lilies are kind of a different management from the field things.
Okay.
But you can do them in crates, so you can move them around, or in the ground. And yeah.
And what's this? Is this for growth, optimal growth?
Yeah, sure. This gives you the best flower for sure. So like lilies, they're like normally perennials.
Okay.
If you plant them in your garden, and then they will grow every year. But we have to get the longest stem possible. So we cut really deep in the plant, and there's no leaves that are left on the stem. So the bulb, which is an energy source, now the bulb is empty because it grows the flowers, and then we cut the stem and there's no solar panel. The leaves are solar panel that get the energy back.
Yeah.
So we have to buy, it's like the tulips, we do this with tulips also. Lilies and tulips, we buy the bulbs every year.
Okay.
So it's a bit expensive, but it's a good price per stem, and it's a nice flower.
Much?
$6 per stem.
Per stem,
lilies,
wow.
yeah.
So do you sell them like that, or you sell them in bouquets, like connected to other?
In bouquet, but personally I prefer bunch.
Okay.
Like of all kinds of flower, I prefer a bunch of lisianthus or a bunch of lilies or a bunch. This is my personal choice, and this is what we move towards this year.
Okay,
like
so less flower arrangements and more like
that's it.
Chunk of something.
Yeah.
And I guess all the flower farmers out there are doing things differently, but
you have to.
You have to.
You have to make things differently. If you want to stand out, if you want to be a profitable farm, you have to make things differently.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are these, Chloe?
So these are dahlia plants.
Okay.
And the little bags are organza bags that we put on the flower bud to prevent the tarnish bugs to eat, to eat them, and they'll be deformed if we don't do this.
These are the that are in the eggplants. I know them.
And we had so much this year, it was crazy. On certain varieties that doesn't get attention from tarnish bugs, this year we had to do something about it. Yeah. So are they always kind of like that, or this year you say okay? No, dahlias, it's always like this.
Okay.
For the first time, we go everywhere and we apply bags on the buds that we can, that are big enough. And then after,
and then you switch the bags
when we're harvesting, we take off the bag, we put it on another flower, and that's forming, and then we harvest the flower that we just took off the bag from.
Okay, and this kind of technique, is it like all the flowers have a special technique, like not like that, but they're all different, or they're all the same, or? Like
vegetables, you cut cucumbers over there, and not you don't cut the plant, you just cut the. So it's different for all flowers, but as any cultivation of anything.
Yeah. But when you're a newbie, you don't know these things. Like first years of farming, we sent out an intern to go harvest the leeks. He cut the leeks at the bottom with the knife and came back with all the leaf. So anyway,
that's it.
It reminds me of that.
When you don't know, you get educated.
Yeah. And does the team here, is there a big turnover every year? Beside that woman that was there for many years, is it like people learning, or is it people that come back?
Yeah, if we're lucky, they're staying 2 years, but it's not often. It's less like the vegetables in the flower field, because it's more people that are changing their career, or they want to do something else completely that they were doing before. So they want to know, they want to check if they like it, or if so. It's more people that are investigating how does it feel for them. Yeah. But some are like really motivated to start a new farm, and
And is it like big days, like in vegetables, like start early, let's say big harvest, go?
It's the same thing as vegetables, except you harvest and you make bouquet.
Okay.
You harvest flowers and you make bouquet. Okay. You deliver exactly like the vegetables. You harvest, you cultivate your soil. You do everything exactly like the vegetables. Yeah.
And over all these years, have some of the employees, have some of them started their own farm? Yeah.
There's a few, I think 3 people started the farm, and they're super healthy farms, and they're happy, and it's beautiful. Their flowers are amazing, and it's cool, really. It's really, I don't know the word, but it touches me really deep to see that.
I'm gonna cry again! Yeah, I know, because you invest time, you teach, you learn, you share your passion.
And then you're like, this is all for that.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah,
the gardens are so beautiful.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so here, wow, that's a beautiful plant.
So here, that's a variety, the celosia, that had a huge pressure with pests this year that we don't get the other years. So a little bit of aphids and tarnished plant bugs, like a lot.
Are these like the 2 most commons for most flowers?
Here, I would say this.
Yeah, tarnished plant bug is hard to, it's so small, eh?
Yeah.
And aphids, they're so fast too.
Yeah, really. And you can't really do anything about it, like, effectively. You just try to target things, So, it was a bit too late for doing something, so we just let go and we'll harvest the nice ones. Yeah,
and I already see that landscape fabric is your best friend.
I would like to put it everywhere.
Yeah.
To be true, to be honest.
Because there's no weeding, the flowers are nice.
And it's good for the soil.
It's good
for
covered,
the soil, it's humid,
What's the typical bed prep of a flower bed? Is it the same?
Same thing.
Broad fork and then amendments and then...
Exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's true that I don't know anything about flower farms.
But I learned from you, and I took everything that I learned and I put flower on it. So.
And it works. Yay. Okay, so is that transplanted or is that?
Yeah, that was transplanted a few weeks ago, and it's biannual. It's gonna flower next spring.
Okay.
So
wow.
Yeah, these were implanted in the summer to flower next spring, and we do them because they flower in a moment that we don't have many flowers. It's like the end of June, starting of July. All the cold frame, cold frame are done, and then the annuals in the fields they haven't started to kick off really. So these guys they fit right in. You know, they come and they flower at that time.
Yeah. So there's a lot of staggering and strategies and calendars and planting dates, and that's what you shared in your book also. Some of your dates and what to plant when.
So this is the nicest greenhouse, cold frame for this time of the year. Yeah, they don't smell. It's a bummer. Many flowers were improved to have a better vase life.
Yeah.
And then they smell less and less.
So it's called a vase life, not a shelf life. That's nice.
That's it. That's the yeah. So we harvest Lysianthus. It's really great, the Lysianthus, because we get to see flowers. Normally, if you're a flower farm, you should never see flower.
They're all picked before.
But these ones and the dahlia, you need to let them open because they don't open well in a vase.
Okay.
So these ones, you have to pick them up when there's 3 flower or more that's open. Yeah. And look at this.
It's amazing.
So beautiful.
So beautiful. The whole thing is so beautiful. So different colors.
Yep.
Different agencement. What's agencement?
Shades of color.
And we've tweaked like the spacings of most flowers because in the literacy that was there it was not much, but what was there was super like extensive and with tractors and everything. So we tried to put as much as we could. Sometimes we were intensifying too much and then the yield were reducing, and then the next year we were like extensioning it a little bit. So now we got like perfect spacing and everything's like maximized.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was the same thing for us. It took us many years to figure that out with the veggies.
Yeah.
And once we had it, it's like...
But this was like the thing that was searching the most at the beginning, like this right spacing. I was really like digging for this information and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I was happy to share it.
Yeah. With your book.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing. People will love it. It's...
Yeah, I hope so.
You know, just looking at it, it doesn't feel so complicated to grow them, for sure. And, you know, it looks familiar with the drip tape, the beds, the 30-inch beds.
That's it.
Yeah, I think it's probably for me, it would be, you know, learning all the flowers, putting sometimes in kind of seeing what would feel nice in the restaurant on the tables, you know, what to grow. Like, I would need a recipe. We'd grow some of this, some of that, some of this.
Yeah, sure.
It's nice. C'est beau.
Needs a little bit of weeding, but...
Puis là, Alex, quand il était ici, il faisait du drone.
Il en a fait un peu.
Mais pas beaucoup.
Pas des tonnes, mais il y en a une couple de shots, là, il me semble. Je les ai vus passer. Welcome to the spa.
Oh! Wow. Ça, c'est...
Too much wind. We cannot like smell it as if it was raining and the hoop house would be closed, but smells really good. Yeah.
So nice. C'est beau ça. So that's gonna be like in a bouquet. Does she know this?
Yeah, we put them in bouquet. It's a nice foliage. Everybody knows we can never grow too much.
Enough.
Yeah, enough. I mean, we could do all the greenhouses full of eucalyptus, lisianthus, and do only dahlias, and it would be like we would be sold out every time. Yeah.
And the reason why you don't do that, is it because it would be less income, or you'd be bored, or?
But they all get to be harvested at the end of the season, so we have to do something else for the other weeks. Yeah, but we've the years before we were having only one greenhouse of lisianthus, and then we made two, and we were like growing less varieties but more of each varieties. So, and you know, like if you plant only one thing, you're gonna get hell of a pests and disease. If you get that, it's difficult to get out.
Yeah, you're dead.
So I like to have like a nice variety, and like for the biodiversity and the health of every other plants around here. So yeah.
Insect nets on certain flowers?
Yeah, we do ornamental kale, obviously.
Yeah.
And celosia, where we were thinking about putting the net over, because of the tarnished plant bug thing. But it's too late. They came in the center before we came with the net. What else? The asters, a few flowers we put nets over them. They're just more beautiful like this.
So I see that you use a lot of tarps.
Yeah.
That's how you prepare your soils?
Yeah. Normally we do like a dance with the tarps, and we cover things that are that are done. But since this year, everything was all planted out, so there was flower everywhere. But now we've reduced this year, so this part was with tarps like pretty much half of the summer until now. So it's just because we don't know what we're gonna do with the extra land that we have now. I think we're gonna do jachère, I don't know in English, but
cover crops
or whatever. Yeah.
Full year or half year, do you think?
I think full year.
Full year.
Yeah.
For the weeds, or for the fertility, or for
everything that's good for the soil and the environment.
Yeah, I know that you have a big commitment to soil ecology and no-till, and you're big into that.
Yeah, I try my best not to put like soft methods, and to love my soil and everybody that's in the soil.
Yeah.
I'm learning every day on the subject. I'm not a geek on it also, so I get bits of information and I try to apply it, but it's the time, it's the resources, it's everything. But yeah, I would like to get better at this, but it's super important. Yeah.
That's the tournesol. That one I know. So does that go in bouquet, or is that more like it goes in bouquet also?
Every flower that we grow is potentially going in a bouquet. Yeah.
Chloé, do you also calculate the revenue per square, the revenue per bed?
Yeah, we did this. Yeah.
Is it a big difference between some flowers and others?
Yeah, there are. Yeah, but if some flowers, they support others in a bouquet.
You need them.
So you need them. People like them, and they're like, you cannot do. For me, only the big.
The money maker.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's the same for veggies. You have a little bit of everything.
That's it.
So you sell your tomatoes.
And you get a garden that's healthy also, because you don't have just a few crops that gets devastated. It was super wet also this year, so the dahlia, they don't like to be too wet, and this part of the land is super not well drained, so we have a bit of a loss
Here?
in the dahlia field, but yeah, it was a super wet year. It was crazy.
Let's see the tool shed.
Yeah.
I'm very curious about the tool shed. Ça, c'est toi qui as fait venir? Did you make these blocks come here?
Yeah,
You did that. I think I should do that at the old mill.
yeah.
I tried to do it with straw bales, but it's
Yeah.
a disaster.
But when the tractor comes, it's super easy for him to, scoop it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, this is the OG.
Yeah,
from
the
La
OG.
Grelinette.
Oh yeah, the original. It's still working really
Yeah,
nice.
perfectly.
Perfectly.
Yeah. We
Nice.
bought new tools, and it's like this is the one that you gave
Yeah, the
that I
Paladino.
bought
Yeah.
from you, and the rotary plow. And yeah, still
You even
running
have
great.
the old
Yeah.
Troy build.
Yeah.
So it's really the same thing.
So it's all the same things except like we use a lot of metal rods
Yeah, metal rods.
for the support nettings of the flowers, but the seedling tables, like everything is the same. The row covers, P19. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
And also I'm curious, like when you compare, flower farming, vegetable farming, like let's say ballpark kind of revenue per acre on something that's like this and well done, is it comparable? Is it lower? Is it better? Let's say you sell everything, like you assume that you sell everything.
That's the detail.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like how you can plan of making money, and then how can you really make it, selling your product and pushing it. So last year was our biggest year, and we're on 1.5 acres here, and we did 384,000.
Oh yeah.
But we could have done more,
More.
because flower per stem,
It's worth a lot.
Yeah, it's worth more
Yeah.
than vegetables.
But you could have done more, but there's a little bit of luck and just
By
like,
vegetables, people need them.
Yeah.
Flowers, you have to sell them. You have to, push them and get people to say, oh yeah, okay, I'll buy flowers. It's gonna be nice in my home, and I'll be happy, and yeah. So
Still, that's
the
But it's a nice number.
yeah.
Super nice
Yeah.
number. And do you think it takes long for somebody to learn how to have the proper staggering and to get to that?
But I hope that I can help with that with new farmers, that they can come to a point faster than what I've done. But I think with the right tools, it could be like 1 or 2 years that you're profitable.
That's nice to pick up. Okay, and this is the
washing station,
okay, nice.
because we wash a lot of buckets.
Okay, buckets,
Yeah.
not flowers, buckets.
When we harvest, flowers goes in buckets with water, and then they go in the cold room. And then when we get them out to make bouquet, they go in new and clean buckets with water. And then the bouquet are put in those new and clean buckets with water, and they're shipped to whatever place. So
Okay.
we clean a lot of buckets.
Okay.
And at first we had like a wooden pallet over there, and we would like wash like this. And it was like hundreds of buckets per week. So when we built this thing for the tools,
Yeah.
I was like, this is my space. I want to do a washing station, because we're going to use it so much. So we put like sale.
Sale quoi? C'est quoi sale? Qu'est-ce que tu veux dire?
Sale.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux dire?
Pas propre.
Dirty?
Dirty. We put like the dirty stuff over there. Then it gets washed. We we hang the water pistol, and we have for everything we have a procedé,
Yeah,
a
procedure.
process. Yeah, for everything we have a process and protocol, and for the buckets also. So it gets done fast and efficiently.
So this is, I guess, where the flowers get assembled.
Yeah. So we take I make a recipe at first with all the flowers that we got and the value of the bouquet that I have to make. I build a recipe and then we write it down on the board, and then we take everything that's needed from the cold room and we lay them out one after another. And then it's like a chain. We come at the beginning, we take the number of stem of this thing, the number of stem of this thing, and then we build the bouquet as we come along. And here it's like the packing station, and it gets wrapped. Then the buckets are here, so you just turn around and you put your bouquet in the bucket, and then it goes back in the cold room to be shipped the next day.
Okay, so it's always 24 hours prior.
Yeah.
So that you're ready, the flowers are cooled down.
Yeah.
No stress.
That's it. The flowers, they have to spend like a few hours to come down after the harvest to get rigid again, because they can drop. And we make like hundreds of bouquets per week, so it's not possible to do the same day as the delivery. That's why we do it the day before also.
Cold room?
Yeah. Lights there. It's pretty empty.
But it's big. It's a big space.
It's big because when we're having tulips, we're having like thousands of tulips. It's Mother's Day in the springtime, and it's the biggest day of our season. So we get the most flower we can, and it's difficult to walk in the cold room when there's tulips there.
Okay, last piece here, I guess, the board. This is like where everything gets organized with everyone.
Yeah,
can you imagine?
That's the place where I speak about things to do with my team. Every morning we gather here, and then we talk about the day. Does everybody understand what's the plan and what's the harvest, and then what are the other tasks to do? And these are the recipe for the bouquet. The harvest gets written down here or on the computer, and we like try to make Olympics about washing the buckets.
So faster records?
Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Just trying to
keep it fun and get excited.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, my dear, I'll let you finish your day. I know you have a big one.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for coming. Thanks.
Super.
If you need help at the old mill.
I'll process it. I'll read the book.
I'll come to help you.
I'll read the book. I'll investigate the book, and I'll get good in my mind. And when I need super help, I'll
me.
ask. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So that's it for this week, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the tour. If you want to learn more about Flora Mama, you can check out her website. We're also launching a masterclass with her in French sometime soon with the Institute, but it's just amazing.
Thanks.
All right. See you later, everyone.